or leverage their dollars. So in going with Scholar Fund set up this donate button. The money goes to an account, but now Scholar Fund allows us to use their 501c3 Scholar Fund sponsoring NAACP Seattle King County. So now when organizations go back to their company and say they go into their big donor management system, and most of them use a tool called Benevity. That's the big tool that the big tech companies use. So now a person to go back to work and say, I donated 3 hours this weekend teaching digital equity, click go, $75 will hit Scholar Fund, who set this up for us, a portal for us specifically, where we get $75. That same person can go back and say, hey, I gave $100, hit it, they sent us a check for $400. So we're thinking we're going to be able to be generating thousands of dollars a month based on the activity of the tech community participating in the branch on a volunteer basis, and then the ask, hey, give $25 a month, that's $100 that you're giving. So that's our strategy. So that's how we're building our not-for-profit, small dollar fundraising strategy. In addition to that, if we have larger grants, now we're getting sophisticated enough that we're going to the state of Washington Department of Commerce, and they're saying, hey, yeah, you guys do great advocacy, but you need a 501c3. We again use Scholar Fund's apparatus to provide the back office support and for us. Now, what happens is all of that money as fiscal sponsor rolls up to Scholar Fund. It's not hitting our NAACP books because the Scholar Fund, and from a legal liability point, they're a 501c3, they're collecting those dollars, so they have to account for them. So when they're audited, they have a category that says we're a fiscal sponsor for NAACP, and they do this for other folks. So I'm giving you that just from the legal point. So then what we do is we just then submit an invoice to them to say, please transfer our money, less your fee. So let's say they raise $10,000 for us through their apparatus. They're charging us 10%. They will send us a check for $9,000. Now that $9,000 is fee payable. Our annual report is annual report payable. So that's how the national doesn't miss out on their money. Like, hey, what are you guys doing? Raising money in a shadow system? No, we're taking advantage of a local not-for-profit that has tools and technology to allow us to raise money at the local level, and then they transfer the money over to us. We capture it as contributions, and we report it on our annual financial report and pay the respective fee. And so it works for us. So if you look on our website, see we have Blacks in Tech. So we've carved out Blacks in Tech as a vertical here in Washington because hell, Microsoft, Google, everybody's here. We had the advantage of, not what the advantage, the opportunity to speak at their Juneteenth event, 330 and below, or 35 and below. And we told them, fight the power, we need you. And guess what? They're signing up because they want to get engaged. A lot of them were fired up behind this not Ukraine, but the Gaza stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, but we have a local Gaza for African Americans too. And so we need your technical expertise and all these various kinds of things. So now they're signing up and we're getting $25 for volunteer hour and a 3-to-1 on actual donations. We've just started it, but we see that being a $12,000 to $15,000 a month. Just wake up and it's just there as we build out that piece. And what I want to show you, we just set this up. We don't know who the hell these 3 people are, but we've got $700 in donations. Now I'm out in the community talking fight the power and all that. And so they might have just went and donated. One person has been making a monthly $100 and this other one donated $535. And so you can see, and we're just setting this up. So we've already raised $700 from the community at large, just based on that. And they didn't even, we don't even have this set up to say this is a tax deductible contribution and all of this stuff, because we're setting it up. You will get an auto receipt. We're gonna set it up that you get your auto receipt right on time. So we're not mailing you anything. Soon as you do it, put in your email address and get your auto receipt. So we're looking at this as to be a boondoggle of an opportunity to raise money on a 501c3 basis. We do our gala. So when we do our gala, when people donate, you have to say, hey, well, this is not a tax deductible donation. We're telling people when you donate, if you have corporate matching, do this. If you tech, make sure you do the 4-to-1. So we've actually created an environment around a 501c3 that allow us to potentially raise quite a bit of money. And we don't even have a button. Like if you go to National, they have 2 buttons, and they've broken out their matter of fact, I'll show you. So this is National's website. When you click the donate button for National, they have this, they have here in it, please donate. And then you can donate, continue. Oh, wait, well, no, it's gotta be a donate. So this one says, notice it says up here, your contribution will benefit NAACP. Nowhere here does it say it's a tax deductible donation. Can all you see that? So this is them honoring the 501c4 of the organization. If I put 20, now I have to go continue. All right. So that's one. Now I have to find, oh, here it is. This button up here, you can't see in the upper left. I don't know why my screen is not letting me see it. But if you click on that button, donate, where's the?
If you click on the empowerment programs, it might be
Yeah,
there.
there you go. There you go. There you go. Somebody's smarter than me. Now empowerment programs. Then when you're over on empowerment programs, look, you hear, read over to the left here. Our empowerment programs are our 501c3 arm. We're working to build inclusive, blah, blah, blah. We want to fight the power, blah, blah, blah. This is tax deductible. So this is the piece that we've emulated at the local level. You donate here, it's tax deductible. They've told you it's 501c3. So most of the money that the NAACP gets at the national level comes from this side, because people naturally want the deduction. And so National, we just got back from National. National is saying they want to set up and be this big 501c3 arm across the NAACP landscape. You know, good luck. But in the meantime, we've set up our own. And we set it up using the same, we will build ours out. This is a 501c3 sponsored by Scholar Fund. So we'll be totally transparent that they are our fiscal. We haven't built it out yet. The money you're donating, expect to receive a receipt that says Scholar Fund on the behalf of Seattle King County NAACP. So everything's just totally, you're aware that it's a tax deductible. You're aware that it's a fiscal sponsor. You don't really care, but again, we're just being transparent. And then the fiscal sponsor works with us and say, based on our management agreement, we're transferring you all the money other than our fee. And that is pretty much that simple. And in the meantime, people are just donating. We go out and give a speech, go to our website and give. like I said, we just got $700 in the last week. Questions, comments? I'll stop there, and I'll stop sharing. And so fiscal sponsorship, there's different types. There's type A, type B, type C. I'm not going through it. Scholar Fund, they do fiscal sponsorship for small organizations. And this part of their give back. If you only raise under $50,000 or 100, they do it all for free. Over 100, you start becoming a fee paying client. We expect to be over 100 and a fee paying client. But more important than just the fiscal sponsorship, our website is off the hook. We got one of the tightest websites. You saw our website. I know, hey, that ain't the NAACP looking website. That's the
Well, here's what I'll say, because you did a really good job of articulating the stuff in 20 minutes, and I think we're all fully aware of what needs to happen. And Jeff, I'm gonna just answer your question. I think what he's saying is we should establish a relationship with the Scholar Fund, because look at the website, guys. It's a no-brainer. We still got Damian Lillard on our website, and that's old news. And I want to move past that so bad, me and Sean. So let's figure out who needs to do this. Do you know, Mr. Posey, who on your team is responsible to set this up? Because I'm sure Mr. Power can send an email with whatever intros need to happen. Who needs to take action in that piece and handle that while we are moving forward planning the gala?
I do have a question before Mr. President Posey answer that. Is that done for Oregon? I'm looking at, I was on the website and it looks like it's Washington Day. But I think we need to confirm if it's a national program or just for Washington State. Do you know, Mr. Powell?
Scholar Fund?
Yeah, the Scholar Fund.
So Mr. Scholar Fund is on the phone call. This David Coven, he's Mr. Scholar Fund. So I'm going to refer.
Howdy. Oh, so nice to be here. My name is David Coven. I am the founder and CEO of Scholar Fund. So I can answer any questions about Scholar Fund. We are a national organization. We had the WA in there, the WA, because we started in Washington, but also because the domain names are incredible. It was either that or pay $50,000 for scholarfundwa.org or just scholarfund.org. And so, yeah, we're all over the nation. Anywhere that, their community needs, we're happy to be there.
I'm not sure what's happening with somebody's phone.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Somebody recording, somebody doing something weird.
That's James's phone or James's connection. Maybe you can mute him.
Your voice is distorted.
Yeah, that's happened before too.
So again, politics are local, right? I'm a pretty smart guy and I have a pretty impressive resume that's attracting these young folks like Scholar Fund. He's under 30, these guys. So these guys are building stuff for us. Some of them we pay, but we pay not what you'd have to pay rack rates because they want to participate with the NAACP. Our relationship with Scholar Fund is a fee-based relationship because I believe in, and so in our organization, David also happens to be our webmaster. So our webmaster, who we contract with to do our back office infrastructure.
Well, that answers the who, because if you're a because you're a webmaster, David, that means if necessary, I could work with you as a project manager to get this done and answer whatever questions. And I'm sure Jeff up there can answer whatever's missing so that we can move it along. Okay, so what's the holdup? Where we at now? With 6 minutes to spare. Now we can.
Yeah, so we work in a few different areas. Fiscal sponsorship is a small sub branch of our work. We also do a lot of benefit programs. We do the back end administration of benefit programs. One of our largest reaching programs is with AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps Service Commissions. So we power the Oregon Serves Emergency Cash Relief Fund for active AmeriCorps members, and we also do that in about 7 other states across the nation. Prior, we've done some work with smaller Oregon-based portfolio project and education-based programs and whatnot. But our current largest is Oregon Serves, where we power their relief fund around emergency cash assistance.
His company, I'm not, to be clear, I'm not putting him out. He has a $30 million company. And so their company, he supports the NAACP. These youngsters he's got supporting us. And so, but he won't be sitting here working with you just saying, what code do you want in the upper right-hand corner? He's got code writers and all that other stuff. Hey, well, I'm from the hood. I'm from the hood and a hustler. I just came crying and got it for free. Not free, but no. But let me tell you, this is a broader deal. You know, this is not totally altruistic while I did this. Our Alaska, Oregon, Washington needs to do this. We're
Period.
getting ready to raise so much money in Seattle. Any place who has young Black folks, you have to meet them where they are. When the Black folks went to our website, they said, oh, okay, this is a different NAACP. When they saw that Blacks in Tech, you haven't even gone through some of the other stuff. It began to change our presentation in, and these guys do this in their sleep. Oh yeah, okay, I'll have it up tonight. What do you mean tonight? Oh, well, it's by 1 o'clock, we'll have your skeleton up. Because you know how
Yes.
these young kids work. I'm like, shit, yeah, tonight. I thought it was next week. I got to go figure the content, you know? And so we're lucky, King County, that these young folks are fired up for their various reasons, but we meet them where they are. We don't ask them to do voter registration. We ask them to build us a data lake using Azure that can hold 150,000 people because we want to
Bye,
influence
Jeff.
legislation.
Happy Friday. Yeah, I want to jump in and tell you why this is priceless and timely. Okay. As y'all work through the legalities and figure out what let me tell you why this is necessary. And I was talking to my mother, who happens to be about 62, so not old, but a different generation. This is an opportunity for the NAACP Portland branch to come into this current time. And it's
Exactly.
vital that you do, because as you brought on me to plan your gala, I'm switching things up as far as bringing a lot of youth energy into this gala. I'm bringing youth, I'm bringing young people, I'm bringing folks that are 45 and younger. And if y'all can figure out how to move forward, not on Oregon time this time, but move forward quickly with David behind you, you will have your website ready. And your fiscal sponsor is what we're here about, but that website is the bonus, and that's what you need. And Mr. Posey, when you walked into the facilitation that I was doing today with youth and passed out a piece of paper to sign up to become a membership,
Oh,
you just shot yourself in the foot. There's no piece of paper in February. What's today? August 20, whatever, 21st, 23rd. There's no piece of paper. As soon as you feel yourself to say, here's a piece of paper, sign up for my membership, actually just go home. Go home, because it is ineffective and you create a narrative that you are not even ready to experience. These young people left paper a decade ago. And so you talking about paper is too late. So now in this conversation, we're 30 minutes in. We've got to move into the next steps. And when do we do it? Get your legal questions answered. we're going to work with the parameters that Mr. Powell outlined as far as whether or not we need to be on a certain tier of payment based on our fundraising. But we are not going to be left behind as Washington and Seattle and Alaska do these things. Portland will be right there. And that's what I'm here on this call to say.
Hey, 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 James, since Kamala's running, I've been using yes, ma'am, more than ever in my life. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Here, I'm gonna put David on Front Street. These guys do shit so fast. I'm like, oh my God. They're a tech company that provides benefit. He probably could spin this up by, not because we got things to do this weekend, but literally 2 hours. That our website and their tools and their template. Now ours is not the 2 hour website, but what I am telling you is QR codes, all of that stuff to where people just use their phones, PayPal, Zelle, the 21st century. People use your Apple phone to pay. That's
And
what's
let me
giving
tell
us an
you,
impression in Washington. Like, damn, no paper.
But I just want to jump in and just say it sounds wonderful. It seems like this would solve our fiscal sponsorship problem. It seemed like it would also. I think our website is not bad though, but it
No,
probably
not.
should be,
It's not
you know,
about
up.
that.
No.
yeah,
But
the
I'm just
fact that
saying
we have
that.
Damian Lillard on our website, who is currently playing in an entire other
Yeah.
state, and we are still having the protests. We are
Yeah, but
so beyond that,
let me
y'all. We
finish.
are beyond that.
Let me finish my thought, please. Thank you. I think this would be wonderful, but we need to know the total cost. You know, what is the cost for setting up the website? What is the sponsorship fee? I think this is a great idea. And I'm not a marketing person, so I let y'all decide on the website design and stuff. But I do think it'd be a great tool to have if we can raise funds online, and if we'll be able to use that to have someone be a steward of our fundraising, managing the funds that we raise for different programs. And so it seems like you guys have really simplified the process, taking all the politics out of it, and just make it happen. You know, it's just been such a challenge, such a barrier. So I think this would be great.
And here's
If
what
we're
I'll
gonna
tell
have
you.
to, yeah, and
The
we're really
reason
gonna have
why we
to.
simplified it, because those young kids don't have time to be messing around.
They
Yeah,
don't.
So
and I
we
do.
simplified it because get out of the room, because they start walking out anytime. Oh no, that's ain't, but they can build rockets, but they not having time for the BS.
Listen, it's just how
And you
fast.
guys,
It's not
be
your
clear.
fault.
Right.
Technology just is moving at warp speed right now.
Let me tell you,
And you can't raise money on a piece of paper. I saw you today with a piece of paper in a meeting with high school students with a free membership, and we didn't get a singular sign up because you cannot raise money with pieces of paper. Can I throw out some dates for David real quick because I don't know when I'm gonna talk to him again. David, if you could get a proposal to Mr. Posey and Kimberly and Kevin so that they can take that to their board meeting. If there's any way that your board meeting would allow either David or Daryl in to kind of bring this home, because y'all can't relay what they just gave us in 20 minutes. And it really took an expert who's in the process to fully give that to you in 20 minutes where you could hear what the benefit is. Here's the next thing. The gala is on the 28th. I would like to know how realistic is it for us to have the fiscal sponsor and the website not pristine, but in a way that is ready to meet the youth that are going to be present at this gala in a way that we can
August
engage
28th?
September.
Hey,
I got time, but I want to push. You got to understand, we don't move that fast over here in Oregon. Like we having a good time here, and I'm ready, and I'm gonna do what I can to push. But when they get in that board meeting, somebody gonna ask 18 questions and play games. So I'm really saying these are September 28th. I want to be able to start using that to raise funds. I want to be able to start driving membership through that technology. And I want the board to understand the benefits that they're getting and how they can share that generationally with young folks, and how he can redo his script now that we have technology behind us, and how you can actually not only get everybody in that room signed up, but they know how to take that home and get their family signed up. If you can kind of walk us through that process, have a little
Okay,
grace and patience with us, I think that'll be great. Sorry, go
can I
ahead,
just
Kevin.
say one thing? Because I see a lot of value in Daryl and David, what they have. I think that maybe, we should get the proposal and we should maybe set up a meeting before, because our next meeting is not scheduled to be like till the second week of September. But if we could do something sooner, based on David's ability to get that information to us.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yes.
That's a great question. So I put in the chat. So there's a few things, just capturing all the details here for a proposal and for a follow up. So just as we leave this, in the chat is a link to unify.scholarfund.wa.org that just has more details on the fiscal sponsorship, all of the functionality, all the things. And then you can always peruse the other pieces because we have a pretty large infrastructure. So we typically power pretty large programs. So outreach to 500,000 people, we send payments to over 180,000 people and whatnot. And so the size of comprehensive support really scales to whatever volume you're looking to raise for. We could, of course, handle rollover funds if you have funds in a different account or with a different fiscal sponsor, so you can have everything all in one platform. That's definitely, we're not going to charge you 10% of the funds you already have that you've already raised and already done the work for. And so those are typically like a small, just one-time fee to make sure it's all integrated into the fiscal system, the reporting system, and then your upcoming donation and support system. In terms of the pieces of the proposal, we'll include things like website, all the regular package things for the website, general fiscal sponsorship, how technology tools kind of work, and then there are things like add-ons. So, for example, for the NAACP Seattle King County, we built out a customer support platform and service tool so that they have a dedicated hotline where anyone can call, text, or email and make sure they get a response without the NAACP necessarily having to scale their customer support infrastructure and bandwidth. And so there's like a lot of little add-on pieces that might be interesting, that might be super exciting, depending on what you want. So we'll put that all in like a nice little package, so you can, just like a buffet, choose what you want, choose the ideal outcome and experience that works for you, for the folks you're serving, and what that looks like. In terms of timeline, probably Monday or Tuesday, we'll send over a one pager or two pager proposal of all the details and whatnot. It'll of course have my contact information on it, but we have a team of about 40 across our programs, doing a bunch of different stuff. So as the work actually gets done, it may be me, it may be someone else on the team and whatnot, but yeah, so we can handle existing programs, existing funds, rollover programs, brand new programs. It all really just depends on when you all think about tomorrow, what does the ideal look like for you? And then we'll work to make it happen.
Would there be like a memorandum of understanding for like the fiscal agreement, fiscal sponsor agreement
Yeah, so
that's signed and
yep, so we
everything?
signed an actual fiscal sponsorship agreement contract that lays out fiscal terms, services, supports, what we're committed to, everything under the sun.
Okay.
Five minutes and I have to go. So what's the most 5 minutes important things to say?
I have a couple things to say real quick, David. Here's my concern, and I'm gonna just put it out in the air. If we give too many choices on Monday, if we give too many choices on Monday, I'm concerned we'll get in a little bit of a hamster wheel. I want to make sure, and I want to try to stay out of this part of this fiscal sponsor. Um, if you need help with like just getting answers about the website, I think I can get in touch with Mr. Posey pretty easy for that kind of stuff, because I need to be planning the gala. But I want to make sure that they have, at least if possible, in this proposal you'll send on Monday, like Monday, something basic to get them into this space that is like, hey, at the bare bones, here's your fiscal sponsor and here's a basic website update. All them add-ons, if they want to take forever to go back and forth with that,
And
that's
you
fine.
don't, trust me, we have technology people who drove our add-ons. Don't start talking about add-ons if you're not a tech person. Get a basic website with a donor management system, QR codes, and keep it moving.
Period. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Let's stay right there for this season. I'm sure that's going to be more affordable, and that's the basics that we need to just. Now we could talk about big. That's what I'm thinking. But y'all tell me. You know, I'm new here. I just got here, but that was all I wanted to say.
No, so be clear. Don't think that website we got just happened. You know, we're in an innovative economy, and we have some smart ass young folks who are willing to do that. So you don't get the benefit of that in a week or no 2 months to a month. It is a whole infrastructure and a whole. You'd have to see our whole team to understand how that came to be. So,
Exactly.
but that said, that's just us trying to brag. We can raise the same amount of money with a donor management system, with the brand of the NAACP, with a strong leader, and QR codes.
Absolutely. Okay. That was I don't want to keep y'all on that Friday, but that was clear to me. How do we feel on the Portland side? Y'all good? Y'all gonna get the special meeting, get the estimate. And this, Mr. Posey, I gotta give you your props. This is amazing. Great meeting.
Hey, and I paid for your membership. Every time I see you, it costs. I paid for your membership at the state area conference. Oh my gosh. All right. Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
No problem. Not a problem. Yes.
Have a blessed
Thank you.
weekend, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good weekend as well.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, include me in the email if you can, David, just in case there's a delay in response, and I'm gonna just try to keep pushing this forward.
Yep.
So I'm assuming all the emails are in the invite, right? So should we just follow the emails in the invite?
I don't know. I'm feeling like it's this group and Kimberly. I think you need to get the rest of them out your business, Mr.
Can you send an email to me and David of who you want this follow-up to be? And so you can,
Real quick, which email are you? Is it gonna be? Yep, I see it. And then David, did yours pop? Which one is you? Which one is your email, David?
You can either
it
do
should be
webmaster.
David at Scholar Fund.
Yeah, David at Scholar Fund.
Okay, it didn't pop up. .com or .org?
.org. David at Scholar
Scholar
Fund.
Fund WA.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat real quick.
And then Mr. Posey, I think, and Kimberly, and I think that's all you need until you finish this out. Everybody, or a finance person, but you keep making it a big group and they're gonna delay us. I'm sorry. Yeah, listen, I get scared. Too many questions, they be delaying us. You got to get this website up. I appreciate y'all. I got the email.
Have a great, blessed weekend. All right. It's all good. Bye-bye.